Just getting my camera stuff set.
Fantastic. Well, I'm already live. I hit the wrong button though.
Nice.
I need to update my Stream Deck settings to properly. It plays the right noise, but it needs to also switch to the proper OBS scene. You know.
Gotcha.
That's important. So it's got a.
Jeez, girl. Matcha, calm down. Go to bed.
So needs to go to the stream starting scene.
And I also need to turn down the gain a little bit, since I think I knocked that up since last time.
And then streaming, and then it plays the sound. Fantastic. So we are live.
Beautiful.
Look at this. Notarin, first VTW Lamau, here before the stream even started. I mean, I pressed the stream button, so...
Yeah.
I mean, it happens every day at 8. So, I mean, I don't... Fair enough.
You get my lighting situation fixed.
Gotta get that lighting situation fixed.
Yeah.
That's very important. Very important. You know, this is what we always say here at the stream. It's get your lighting situation fixed. That's important. You know, I know a guy who didn't have his lighting situation fixed one time. Died.
Literally killed him. Yeah.
I didn't kill him. The lighting situation killed him. That said, I would have if he didn't take care of it for me. You know. I mean, that's the thing. That is the thing.
So a shitty thing about this software that I'm using is I can go between the wrong amount of white balance.
Okay.
And way too warm.
That is.
And then I can go like even redder.
That is crazy.
So I'm just going to leave it like this, and I'm going to look a little bit orange.
That makes sense.
There we go. And watch your stream.
All right, fantastic. I'm gonna switch to the. Actually, this is the wrong scene. I gotta switch to the other scene. This is.
You'll have to deal with my terrible hair as well.
So I gotta go edit and make sure that your window is properly set up because we clearly didn't get here fast enough. I mean, what are we gonna do? You know, I mean, what are we gonna do? Is this it?
What
nope,
are we gonna do?
General in my
Indeed.
stream server. Is it this one? There we go. What's going on, Moose? How you doing?
Doing well.
Good stuff. So this is, of course, resume review day. Now, Moose is going to blame me, but I'm going to blame Moose for having no one to review the resume of. So now that we've got that figured out, you know, if anyone's out there and they want their resume reviewed, we're still here. We exist. Just join the server. And post your resume in the resume review channel, and we'll get to it. We'll see it. We'll hop to it. Otherwise, we'll be writing some elixir to pass the time. So, just throw open my terminal, and we'll just get this bad boy going. You know, I mean, if someone wants to show up, that'd be fantastic. But otherwise, you know, We'll just friggin' write some friggin' elixir, you know?
Let's see, I gotta get through the ads first, but my tentative plan was to go through Focus Spot and to see if I could port it to Elixir. Just kind of just like that.
That seems annoying though. Moose's audio is a lot louder. That's right. I think I'm capturing your audio twice. Here, do me a favor and
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm capturing.
I'm also like very small in the in my own window. I'm like tiny. Like a quarter of my XP size.
That's right, because I made the window itself smaller. I love how this all works. Anyway, this should be fixed now.
What do you do?
TV Josh, could you give me an audio update? Tell me how the audio sounds. It's good? Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, I do my best to run a professional show here, but occasionally, from time to time, the veil will slip. My unprofessionalism will be aired out for all to see. But we work
But
through it.
only occasionally.
Only occasionally. That's the thing. That's the thing. Normally very professional. Sometimes, occasionally, from time to time, not that professional. Anyway, we'll do a new directory called elixr. I need to make sure I didn't accidentally. All right. How do you spell elixir?
ELIXIR.
ELIX
IR.
IR.
Now, I was going to say I could take the lead if you want, but if you want to start and kind of go through the language.
Well, I just want you to show me how to write some elixir first. I mean, I don't know that we'll ever make it to actually writing an application, but I just want to how do you friggin' write elixir? What do I brew install?
So, well, I think it's actually just straight up brew install elixir.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, brew install elixir. There you go.
Okay.
And pretty much, as far as I can tell, the whole elixir community develops on macOS,
fantastic.
90%. So this is the best platform for developing it on.
Fantastic. So I see it installed Erlang. We got elixir. All right, cool. So now what do I do? Do I just run elixir?
Yeah. Well, you can run elixir if you want to run an elixir file. If you want to just do your hello world, you'll type in IEX, which is interactive elixir.
X. Got it. And then what do I do? Print.
You'll do
world.
Not quite print.
Well, that didn't work.
So in elixir, you have a couple bare functions. What you're going to want to do is io.puts, and then your string.
Hello world. That didn't work.
Capital IO and lowercase on the puts.
Puts. Hello world. Fantastic. So hello world is going straight on my resume.
There you go. Perfect.
Sorry, elixir is going straight on my resume now that we've done that. All right. So what's next? What are we doing now?
So let's see. Should probably go through. Let's see. Docs. Let us hit the getting started page. Installation, interactive mode, running scripts. So I'm going to throw this in the Twitch chat, actually. There you go. If you want to start there. And I can kind of, I guess, you want me to talk you through a bit of the language, kind of its inspiration, what it does well, or...
Yeah, sure, why not? You're always shilling elixir, but I'm never paying attention, so...
So, you know my two favorite languages of all time, right?
Yeah, it's Go, and then an earlier version of Go. Go 1.21, and then Go 1.18.
Yeah, before they added generics and ruined the language.
Yeah. Well, you like the current version because you can use it now, and it's modern, and you like the old one before they added generics.
Yeah. So, a bit of an interesting thing. Elixir and Go come from very similar backgrounds. They both came from telecom engineers. They both came from seniles, basically. And they both had a focus on telecom, a high amount of concurrency. The difference is Go focuses on being a lower level language with a lot of mutable semantics, and Elixir really focuses on being a high level language with a lot of high level semantics and distribution out the box. So you might actually be surprised how much the languages have in common philosophically. So Go, is very procedural with a slight amount of object orientation, and Elixir goes a little bit of a different way, where it is also mostly procedural, but it errs slightly in the functional direction.
Interesting.
And people kind of like to, laugh at functional programming
It
because
is
of
very
how
funny.
little it makes it into like production applications. Um, Elixir is like that one functional language that actually cleaned itself up and got a job and, you know,
Did they replace
made
the plus
itself
sign with this diamond thing?
so. Yes, I guess I can get into this real quick. In Elixir, there's no operator overloading. So your plus is only ever going to work on numbers. If you want to concatenate binaries like you just have, then it's that little diamond operator. And if you want to like append two lists together, it is plus plus. And that's not going to work because those are not binaries. So yeah. Now the cool thing is, if you wanted to, you could actually make your own plus operator and import that as a macro.
Okay.
But don't do that. That's silly.
Macros are bad. I hate macros.
So let's see where to start. What if you had Python, but you had actual engineers make it and make considerations to have a high level language that was like actually nice to use? And that's pretty much Elixir.
Oh, you're
So
being a little rude to the Python former BDFL.
yeah, former BDFL.
Yeah,
Uh,
he stepped down from the role, didn't he?
and now he works with Microsoft and makes an eye-watering amount of money putting Python into Excel.
Yeah, good for him.
hmm So, um, looks like you got the hang of. Yes, you don't do exit. You do Control C twice, and that is the idiomatic way to exit IEX. Not like that. No, just Control C twice. Promise you.
Oh, it doesn't even accept a Control D.
Just hit Control C twice. There you go. Perfect. You're gonna get real used to that real fast. IEX, I want to quit out of it. Boom, boom. Control C twice, and that's inherited from Erlang.
Fantastic.
So I guess we can go through. You might find this interesting if you head over to basic types in the tutorial. Oh, you getting an LSP going?
Yeah.
I see.
Please.
Yeah.
Please. You think I'm gonna be on stream with a new language with no help? Come on. Come on. What do you take me for? Some sort of idiot? It doesn't take Control D, Notarin. You're right. What a weird language.
Your best bet will be elixir-ls for now.
What was that? Simple.exis. There we go. All right. So it's determined that we're in Elixir. LSP info says we are in Elixir. Let's do a good old io.puts hello world from Elixir. Fantastic.
Sorry?
I said fantastic. Elixir
I got a barking doggy.
simple.exis. Hello world from Elixir. Fantastic. So where do I go if I want to build like a telecom infrastructure on this?
So we will get to that. If you want to, I can show you an article that kind of gets to that pretty quick. Gets to like the point and the big idea of actor model. Or if you want to, we can keep going through the basic tutorial.
What's this atom thing? I don't care anymore.
Yes. So, an atom is a constantly allocated string that you can pattern match against.
Constantly allocated string as opposed to a regular string?
Yep.
So strings aren't immutable by default here?
Strings are immutable by default. When you use an atom, it is a compile time specifier. So it looks like a string to you. You know, you type out atom with a colon in front. But what actually happens is that gets allocated to a table at compile time, and it just gets compiled into a simple integer, and that's it. And that is critical to pattern matching, which we will get to.
Interesting.
And honestly, pattern matching is one of the best fucking features of this language. Once you get used to it, you'll never want to go back.
Fair enough. Spicy DLL says, I never met an interpreter before that didn't want to take the D.
Yeah. And also, yeah, data scientists right now, no way it doesn't take control D. What? Yeah. With data scientists, you'll never convince them to use a language that doesn't start with P and ends with Python. So
I don't know. I try to convince data scientists to use a language that starts with R and ends with R.
The stat majors.
Love R. I miss R. I kind of want to just stop this entire stream and just write some R code.
Could do that.
But alas, we're in this bullshit elixir thing.
Well, let's try to go through it pretty quick. So you notice something here about your basic types, and that is there ain't too many of them.
Spicy DLL said R sucks, though. Spicy DLL, you're lucky I don't have hundreds of viewers, because I would ban you for that right now. I would do it.
So, dynamic language.
Yes.
You got integers, you got floats, you got booleans. Your integers are big integer notation.
1,
so there's
2,
no
3, 4, like that.
Yep, they're all signed. There's no maximum size.
No maximum size.
Correct. Your floats are double precision. So, if you have decimal numbers, you probably don't want to use floats because they're still, floats. But you can also use integer, no problem, as well, to represent those.
That makes sense.
Lists are linked lists, singly linked lists, and a lot of the language semantics are built around that.
Yeah.
And so we'll keep moving on because we'll get to some of the more interesting stuff pretty quick here.
Yeah.
So we'll go through basic operations, blah blah blah. Keep going through the tutorial, I suppose.
Boring. Wait. 10 divided by 2 return to float instead of an integer. If you want an integer division, you have to use div and rem. Okay.
Yep.
Wait, what's this about?
Huh?
You got these bad boys here, but this one there's none of these bad boys.
And they explain that.
Notice how elixr allows you to drop the parentheses when invoking functions that expect one or more arguments. This feature gives a cleaner syntax when writing declarations. So for a functional language, they're getting rid of the parentheses. This is the opposite of how you're supposed to do that.
Now, I believe there is some of the stuff that's deprecated. Like, you don't pretty much all the time you want to use parentheses. There's a couple circumstances maybe that you don't with macros. But we'll get into all that stuff later. So there too, you have some nice different ways that you can represent integers. So you've got your binary representation, hexadecimal, scientific notation, which not really that amazing features, but quite nice. And yes, that'll be valid. Or actually, io.puts, I don't know if io.puts will be, because I think io.puts expects a string.
It did it.
If you want to, there we go.
It's dynamic.
It is.
Yeah.
Which
I know these things. Clearly you're missing it. You don't get it. You don't understand.
Well, we'll keep scrolling on through. So yeah. You'll notice that there's actually a lot of stuff here that if you're a data scientist is kind of nice. The different ways that you can represent numbers. It's pretty good, and it's pretty sane with the operations.
Sane with the operations. Nice.
And you do have some interesting type checking features, which we'll get into that.
I thought you said it was dynamic. Why do you need to check types if they're all dynamic? Which one is it?
Pattern matching.
Which one is it? Identifying functions and documentation. Wait, what's this slash thing? What's this about?
So that is arity. So the way that functions are represented in Elixir is you have the name, a slash, and then the number of arguments it takes.
Oh, interesting.
So if you wanted to see what trunk did, you could go into IEX and go htrunk/1. And it's quite nice because you can work in IEX and you don't have to have a Google tab open all the time
Trunk
to see what your docs are.
/1. Oh, well, that's fun. Returns the integer
And
part of a number. So
if
I
you do
trunk
space
4.20, it'll give me 4.
now try this, H space trunk, but don't type a slash,
trunk,
and then press tab.
H space trunk. Oh, phew. Interesting.
All right. And
Booleans
cool
and
thing
nil.
too,
Wait, nil?
there is indeed nil.
Ugh. It sounds like Go, honestly. I mean, you got nil. That's about where the comparison stops, but still.
And the concurrency model.
And the concurrency model. Is the concurrency model the same?
It builds on top of what Go does.
Builds on top of what Go does. So it builds on top of perfection, so it's worse?
It makes trade-offs.
So is nil truthy or nah?
Falsy.
Nil is falsy because it's dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Or and are short circuit operators. They only execute the it's every language does that. But it's the concept of nil. What the hell is this?
An OR operator.
Oh, wait, what's this one then?
That is a pipe operator.
Pipe. Oh, this is the operator I apply to your mom every night. It shouldn't. Is there a way to make a macro to make the pipe operator be something like this? You know what I mean? I think that would maybe a couple of the. Wait, nope. Could that be the pipe operator? Can I do that in a macro?
You probably could. Yeah.
This is useful information to have.
You would have to. Yeah, no, you could totally do that. I'm like 90% certain that you absolutely could.
Okay, good. That's good to know. I don't know why that's not in the standard library, but I don't run this language. But you do, aren't you an elixr contributor?
I am. I've contributed one function to the standard library.
Let me run your function.
Mm-hmm. That is string.replace invalid.
String.
Also, just do this in IEX. Stop. Come on, get out of this Go mindset. And it's in a module, capital S.
String dot.
Replace underscore invalid.
Underscores.
Underscore and then invalid.
This is a real hard sell for this language. Invalid. What do I do now?
Let's see.
Do I have to pipe a file into this? Do I do like an io.read file and then pipe in?
You don't have to.
Io.
So how about this?
Read underscore file.
Slow down. Slow your roll.
Am I doing this wrong? And then
I see what you're getting at, but we'll do a simpler comparison. Actually, let me show you one of Elixir's coolest features.
Is this not how you do this?
It is how you do it.
So I'm fucking nailing it.
I think is it read
use my new
file?
macro.
I think it's file.open. So file would be the module.
All right.
And no, macro is not going to work unless you want to get into metaprogramming, which is something you can do in this language that you cannot do in Go.
I don't. All right, let's see.
File.read, not open.
File.read.
And you'll end it with an exclamation point in the function name because you are not doing. We'll get into pattern matching.
So I'm going to do file.read.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do I don't know / what are they called? Simple.iex or something. Simple.exr.
EXS.
XS.
Yes.
Right.
Remember to put that in quotes because
that
it
one
must
I
be
known.
string.
I know I'm being silly, but I should have done that one properly. Like that?
Yep. And there we go.
That's pretty
There's,
good. And you wrote that?
mm-hmm.
Good work.
Doesn't really show off what it actually does because you piped it in valid input, so
Oh,
didn't
you know
replace
what? You're
anything.
right. Let me just control C, control C. Uh, all right. How do I get a bad Unicode character in here? Cat.
I was going to try to show you that.
/urandom into simple.exs. All right. So now we have about a gig of random data in there. Yep, 1.2 gigs. All right. I don't know if you've done some intensive testing like this, but we're gonna do it. You ready?
Let's do it.
It doesn't retain my history from the last time I was running this.
Wait, no, up arrow. It should.
I'm pressing the up arrow.
Oh, interesting.
Anyway, file dot open.
Read.
Simple, read.
Well, also, hold on. Watch. Ready? Wait, back up real quick. All right, file dot. Oh, look at that. All the method names. Remember, ended with an exclamation point.
That's right. Because we're not saving it, we're sending it the other direction through a pipe. So the exclamation mark means don't send it this way, send it that way.
So actually, hold on. Let's back up a step. Let's do something that's real familiar to you. Take your cursor to the start of the line, and you'll get rid of the exclamation point by read. And what you're going to do is you can do set of curly braces. Or I guess you just want to go with the bang version. Sure.
This is really slow, dude. So
You're
we're
also
going to put a bunch
piping
of Unicode, a gig of Unicode on here. This is done. Is the pipe not faster than whatever other way?
I was just going to show you how to do like a quick pattern match, which looks a lot like multiple return and go.
Ooh.
That's something that's very idiomatic.
Ooh, I should not have done this with a gig of data. Hey, look at that.
Oh, there we go.
Well, that's fun.
So a little bit of commentary on this function here that I've written, replace invalid.
Okay.
It can be faster.
Okay.
I could have made it faster. However, I did not. I made it in such a way that it uses only 120 bytes memory. So
what you're telling me right now is it didn't read in that entire gig of stuff. It just read in 128 bytes at a time, and that's all the memory.
Oh, no, it abso-fucking-lutely did, because you did file.read, which will read it all into memory.
Oh.
But the operation itself, I basically had a choice I can make, like optimized for memory or optimized for, performance. And I was like, well, I don't want, say, for example, someone did exactly what you did just now. Pipe in a fucking gigabyte of bad input, right?
All of it bad, too, yeah.
I don't want that to allocate a shit ton of memory and, shit can someone's system.
That makes
So
sense.
I basically optimized for stability over.
I thought you said
like
everyone did it on
performance.
Macs, because if everyone on this thing works on Macs, then they'll never have this problem. Oh, not system settings. I want about this Mac, because everybody knows everyone with a Mac has at least 64 gigs of RAM. That's like a basic starting point for every Mac user.
Hey, some people do indeed run this shit on. Fuck, got too many wires here.
What are you running it on? Are you running it on the CyberDeck?
Good old Raspberry Pi, which there's a fucking cable here that's twisted. Get out of there. Ta-da! Can run it on this, or can run it on this, which is even smaller, or run it on one of these.
See, I'm not impressed until you run it on one of these. You got to run on the microcontroller they put inside the AirPods. If you're not running it on that, I don't believe you.
You could probably do it. I don't know the specs, but if it has 16 megabytes of memory, it can be done.
I don't know. Let's look it up.
People have run this language on bare metal.
Apple
That's what it used to run on.
AirPods Pro, second generation. What did you say? 16 megs of RAM? RAM.
Yep.
crazy. It's not telling me how much RAM it has. It's telling me a bunch of useless shit like, oh, it can play audio. How useless is that?
Apple AirPods Gen 2. Gen 2? Onboard
Gen 2?
memory.
Did they make a Apple AirPods Arch?
Let's see. Gen 2.
All right, there's nothing about the microcontroller on here. It's a darn shame.
I need to stop. This is total nerd snipe. I guarantee you could find it somewhere. And I have a strong suspicion that it has like 32 megs of RAM on it.
So next week we'll be in here writing elixir on the AirPods, right? We'll shell in, figure it out.
Yeah.
Can you run Doom in Elixir?
You can run Doom on anything. And yes, someone has done that.
Doom Elixir? All right, so we need to get Doom Elixir running on the AirPods. I don't know
how much RAM do
work,
the Apple AirPods have on board?
This is all very important, good information to have. What's ChatGPT saying?
Rely on their chip for efficient performance. The chip is optimized for low power consumption, blah, 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 rather than high memory capacity.
Yeah, but how much memory does it have? Those bastards.
That is the question. So H1 chip onboard memory. 7-nanometer process. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. I don't think anyone has gotten that far. There's not really a way to know, I guess, unless you like disassembled the fucking thing and actually
don't worry.
like
I'm just gonna hack into
did
Apple's
some sort of
servers.
X-ray scan.
No, I'm gonna hack into their servers and figure it out. All right, so you'll see I'm logging into the mainframe now. Apple.hack. Oh no, they've backtraced me. All right, so JavaScript in the web console as well as Elixir, neither of them respect Control D or quit or exit. So,
ESP32 comes with an onboard flash memory of 16 megabytes. It could be done. You could do an ESP32.
hell yeah.
So far, in everything you've done in Elixir so far, we should probably like start banging through this stuff pretty quick because we're gonna be here all night. What are your initial impressions?
I'll just quit acting dumb. Initial impressions. I mean, it seems like a language, like many others. I'm not losing my mind over anything at the moment.
There's no monads.
I got to be honest with you, brother. Whenever I hear someone say the word monad, I just check out. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I could not
yeah,
care
your
less
eyes
what a monad is. That is not my problem.
roll.
It's worse than that. It's like my eyes don't even exist because I've left the room. Like I'm not even there anymore.
Yeah. What I would underscore here is, hey, look, you don't have to understand introductory category theory to print shit to a screen.
Again, you keep bringing up these terms, and I wanted to shut off the stream. And I know you're just bringing it up as an example of what we're not talking about. But even in that context, it's too much.
All right.
I've just talked to too many Haskell nerds.
Strings are strings. You got a nice built-in function there, byte size. All of Elixir's data structures are like plain old data, so they're pretty easy to.
I don't like this.
Yeah,
I don't like
I
this.
know.
This one's bad. No.
Yeah. in practice, the way that you write the language,
You don't
you're
use
mostly
ever, yeah.
well, you wouldn't do the concatenation unless it's a small list.
I just
But
really something about the a or let's see, a one true, and then oh fuck, and then you do nil x io. The fact that just works, I really don't like. What am I ever going to do with that list? I put a module in there.
yeah. So interesting thing, that module right there, IO, that is what is the function? Let's see. Okay. Can you go ahead and do is underscore Adam IO?
Is underscore Adam IO. It is.
IO. It is indeed an atom.
An atom. I remember atoms.
Yeah. There are these
Look, it's Adam the atom.
constantly allocated strings.
It's Adam the atom, dude.
So we'll keep going on.
This
Let's
really
see.
hurts. This is painful.
There's a method to the madness.
I prefer functions. I thought you said this wasn't object oriented. You're talking about methods over here.
Sorry, yeah, not methods. Let's see. List HD TL head and tail, if you want. Head will be O of 1 constant time because it's the front. Tail will be O of n. And you have character lists. So this would be more along the lines of like your C-style strings, but this is not important stuff, right? Linked lists, tuples, list or tuples, size or length, all important questions to ask. But so tuple, these are important. Elixir, all functions return a single value, but your single value can be a tuple that contains multiple things. So you'll start to notice a lot of Go-like patterns, actually.
So is this one a threeple?
No, that's just still a tuple. A tuple can have any number of elements.
I find this ridiculous. No, this is the problem. So they took what Go did with tuples, where Go returns tuples, and then they screwed it up by making the tuples allowed anywhere other than a function return.
I need to channel Ginger Bill here. Multiple returns are not tuples. There's a very important distinction here. Okay? When you use multiple return values, you are keeping your addresses in memory, right? So if you have, let's say, an integer that you've allocated in Go, and then you do a multiple return and you assign to that integer, you're mutating that, right? Your two assignments there are not contiguous in memory. They can be anywhere. A tuple is contiguous in memory. That is an important distinction. I promise you that.
So while you are not necessarily a geek, you are definitely a nerd. And that is an important distinction I wanted to make.
It is an important distinction.
Jordy just called us nerds. Jordy, I'm neither a geek nor a nerd. I'm actually a cool guy who likes money, which is why I write software. I want to put that on the record.
So, all in all, takeaway from this is there's not actually that many types, right?
Jordy says that's what nerds in denial say. I'm not denying shit, dude. I drive a BMW and live in a condo in the city. This isn't nerd activity. When I'm done with this stream, I'm going to hit the bar downstairs.
You know what nerd shit is? Nerd shit is, I have an N8, a UN8, an N16, UN16, N32. I have a long. Fuck all that. You
Oh,
got
oh, well,
integers,
hold on.
man.
There's nothing nerdy about having a long. I can assure you,
How about a short?
that's something nerdy. Yeah. Well, you have experience. Oh
I have
man.
an angry
Anyway,
dog.
now there's 6 people in here. If anyone of you want to get your resume reviewed, we're here primarily for the resume review thing.
We
Talking
are.
about elixir is the only thing Moosieus would agree to come on the stream with. uh, if we weren't actively reviewing resumes, and my roster is only so deep. So please do this. Please put your resume in the chat if you want. If you want it reviewed, go over to the Nate Stream Discord. It's linked at npmail.com. Whatever platform you're watching this on, I assure you npmail.com is probably on your screen right now. Or else Moosieus is just going to have a fit and never come back, which I think is likely, honestly. I mean, come on.
I'm not gonna have a fit, but I do want to help people, right? That's why I'm here.
Yeah, certainly. We're out here trying to help.
So we'll soldier on to the next section if you're willing, and we'll look at pattern matching.
Indeed, we will. Lists are
So-
tuples. All right. So lists. Okay, so lists aren't contiguous and tuples are contiguous because lists are linked lists, so they can go jumping around anywhere.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And linked lists, in terms of doing certain operations like accessing them, blah blah blah, it's not the greatest unless you focus on always operating on the head of the list, which is a very functional thing to do.
Yeah.
But for appending stuff or creating data, which is a lot of what like telecom focuses on, then it's actually quite a nice data structure.
Okay.
And that append right there, they say, oh yeah, it's slow because you have to traverse the list. Well, let's be real. If it's a list of 4, oh no, 4 pointer dereferences, my performance, it's dying.
Yeah, they wouldn't let this
Get
happen
over
in
it.
Rust.
Yeah.
They certainly would not let this happen in Rust. This is beyond. They can't even conceive of something as slow as dereferencing 4 pointers in a row. Right there, just boom, 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 boom. Yikes.
Well,
I bet there's branching logic in that too. Oh, I don't know about that.
all right. Let's check out pattern matching.
All right, let's.
This is where it gets good.
This is a bunch of nonsense. Size or length, don't care. Pattern matching. Okay. We've used the equal operator to assign variables. Fantastic. Pattern matching. Oh, I see. So you just do one of these.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just take this one and we'll just say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah. Equals that. And I didn't have the right number of them. Okay.
You are off by 1.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Okay.
Gotta wait
that's
for
fine.
your. Oh yeah, Jordy. Pattern matching is actually the coolest part of elixr. Being able to have a function that behaves differently based on the arguments or number of arguments passed without needing for conditional logic. Dope. Yes, it is. Very dope.
No, it was a
And-
TLDR on Jordy's comment. That's great.
With pattern matching too, there's a great example in Jar Armstrong's thesis, but it actually lets you take a function or a small unit of code and compose it in a lot of different ways that are really useful.
So this
And-
is very. Sorry.
This is very, this is what you want in your would-be Python, right? Hey, I want a high-level language. I want simple data types.
This
I want very expressive operations.
this pattern matching thing, the way this works, they use this in good old JavaScript. It's not pattern matching. They call it, what is it, object
Ooh.
destructuring or whatever. I know
Yeah,
it's not the
that's-
same. It's totally different, but it gives you a lot of the same things where you just say like, hey man.
Okay, do me a favor. Take C and change out C for true on the left-hand side.
On the left hand side,
Yeah.
the fuck did that do?
So that's going to have is elixr reliant on white spacing? Mm, a little bit
It's
to
one way to find
like
out.
differentiate characters and stuff, but I don't think so. No, not like that.
No,
That's not going to
we're
make a
gonna figure
difference.
this out.
All right.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we're
no,
good.
that'll work.
So
Now,
what
do
is
me a
that
favor.
third? What is that true in the third thing? What does that do? Does that just?
Go
Oh,
ahead.
so if I change it to false, it'll be like, hey man, you can't. You're not allowed to do that. This didn't match the pattern.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh. All right, that's
No
kind of
match on
neat.
right hand side of value.
That's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
And you can do this in function heads.
Oh, so you can just say like, hey man, if you're not passing in X Y Z to this function, fuck you, and it'll just
Yeah.
do that. That's really neat.
If you say had a function that operated on a list, you could just make the first header match on an empty list and say, hey, if you give me an empty list, I'm just going to return you an empty list. Like,
I
say
see.
it's a sort or some operation. Just like, yeah, uh, you can short circuit like that. And there are for loops, but they're not really for loops. You do have to use recursion, but
It is
we'll
recursion,
get
of
into that
course.
much later.
I remember a long time ago I tried writing Erlang. They're like, "Hey man, we don't have loops here," and I was like, "All right, then I'm not going to use your language. I don't care." And then I read a Lisp book and learned about recursion, and then never used it and didn't care. Or I used
If you
recursion, but I
want,
never iterated through a list with recursion.
if you want to commit sacrilege, you can implement a for loop in Elixir. It is possible with macros.
Fantastic. You'd love to see it. Jordy LaForge, have you explained arity yet and how you can have multiple functions named this? Yeah, we talked about that. You can say like, what is it like? IO dot, no, it's file dot read /1 or whatever. And that's like,
Right.
and that's
So-
like different from a read /2. And I did that wrong, but I don't really care. Also, why does ls work? Okay, so I can't do everything. I can't do anything I want. Just checking. But clear and
Look at it,
ls
Pat.
are just like built-in macros. Is that what's going on?
We'll get to that.
There's no help there. So how
So
did you do the help thing before?
it's just H,
H.
and that'll be ls/0. There you go. And also try capital K kernel.ls. See what that does.
Kernel.ls.
Oh, interesting. Oh, right. Never mind. To do that, yeah, you'd have to import kernel. We'll skip that for now. But yeah, I forgot. Okay, yeah. So a lot of the functions that you've been using up until now are actually just in the kernel module. Yeah, no, I'm fucking up. What's interesting is all the functions are in the kernel module. Everything is modules, right? Not dissimilar to Go, where everything is in packages. But we'll get to that later.
Okay.
We can keep going through pattern matching. So although you can do pattern matching, you see if you try to match like a tuple to a linked list, it's not going to work.
Disappointing,
As
but okay.
reasonable. You can destructure the head of a list from its tail using that little vertical pipe. And that is very idiomatic.
All right, so what is this good for? Oh, I see.
Yeah, if you want to do destructuring,
Okay.
then that's like the idiomatic way to do it.
Okay.
And the pin operator, variables in Elixir can be rebound, but if you already have a variable assigned and you want to pin against it, then you can do that.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think I actually have Um, hold on. Let me see if I can get you a really
Oh, so underscore
interesting.
is the same as go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the compiler will also optimize out that stuff as well.
Oh, neat.
If I bring up this, we've got gun.await. Bear with me 1 second. See if I can find you a cool use of pattern matching.
Well, we're about to go into case and do.
Ooh, those are actually really cool. Um, connected. I will help to guide you in a moment. I want to see if I can find this
Oh, and of course you have
thing
to
real
use the pin
quick.
operator because otherwise it would try assigning it.
Mm-hmm.
Curious.
Run up connection PID. Pin line. Mm-hmm. I'll have to look for that later. So, yeah, case operator. There you go. So that's like a very concise way that you can do matching.
This is giving me
You
crazy Rust
can
vibes right now.
this in a lot of ways this language just kind of feel like high level Rust. Um, I wonder if
High level Rust, except doesn't have generics because it's all dynamic anyway. Fuck it, who cares?
hey, sometimes that philosophy is actually maybe what you want.
Yeah, Rust has its own problems.
Oh
Cond.
yeah.
Case is useful when you need to match against different values. However, in many circumstances, we want to check different conditions. So you use a cond. So you have cond and case.
Mm-hmm. And cond will do whichever one proves true first. The examples I give here are like pretty trivial because obviously 2 + 2 is never gonna.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah,
all these examples. The examples are always bad because it's like, hey, you can do this
yeah,
thing, and it's like, why would I want to do this thing? I'm not going to remember it, obviously.
right.
Yeah. If unless true do. Unless feels like a not odd sort of situation.
Yeah, I don't use unless. It doesn't make sense to me. I just can't read and understand
So
it.
they have if and else, and they're like, let's throw in another one, unless, which is just
Yeah.
syntax. I wouldn't even want to say sugar. Syntax spice.
Fun fact: if is a macro.
What?
If is a macro,
Hold on a
and
second.
so is else.
Is this a thing? Oh, I can't do that.
No, 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 no,
Can't do
no.
it with macros. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I've pushed past my where I'm allowed to go. That's fine.
I think if you actually use if else, it just compiles into a case statement.
Got to be honest. Case statement on the back end of if and else, kind of based. Like, hear me out.
What if I told you that this language? No, let's not go
The way
there.
you said that made
That
it seem
that's
like you were about
that's
to
later.
offer me a red pill and a blue pill. What if I told you that the world you see of imperative and declarative and functional languages is not the world you thought you understood? If you can come with me, you take the blue pill, and we'll bring you into being a huge fucking nerd. But if you take the red pill, you'll be an even bigger nerd than you ever thought possible.
What if I told you everything you're reading right now is a Lisp?
It's all a macro.
It's all Lisp. It's fucking Lisp.
Oh, sorry, Lisp. I gotta bring these to the party. Hold on. Okay. All right, I'm ready to write Lisp.
I fucked up my lighting.
That's funny. Have you considered
So,
just spending like thousands of dollars on way too nice of a camera for what you're doing? For instance, I've turned off all my lighting and give it a second, and I'm back. Turn on one light, turn on the other light goes off. The lighting is just it's superb. Anyway, what's the what else are we doing here? So we
so
got if, we got else.
there's a bunch more to go through here.
Anonymous functions. All right.
Yep,
So we
struct,
got
sigils, try,
whatever
catch,
we got.
rescue. Okay, option, anonymous functions. Yeah, but this is all stuff you've seen before, right? Maybe it's a little bit different. Okay. So you got a functional language here. You got some pattern matching, runtime pattern matching. You can match on values. You can do this assignment. You can't do operator overloading. It's like, okay, it's a dynamic language, but there's not like a whole lot of polymorphism going on. You'll have to use a dot parentheses to call the anonymous function. But
Oh, so to call functions, you don't need the thing, but for an anonymous function, you got to use the parentheses.
yes,
The optional parentheses is I'm not feeling that one.
let's switch gears for a minute, and I'm gonna give you a link. It's gonna be a bit of reading, but with your background, you might appreciate this. Maybe not. We'll see if the ideas click.
Is this our boy Armstrong from the
It is not.
Erling thought
But-
about lightweight process and message passing? I used to think this is too much reading for me to do on stream. I'm not
Too
a
much?
React channel. I'm not a React channel. I mean,
Yeah.
I read the whole thing and I fully understand it, but no way my troglodyte viewers understand what this is. So let's not even discuss it.
All right. Let's
Ooh, what do they say on Lobsters about it, though? Here's the real question: what do they say on Hacker News about it? Look at this. You see, I got the custom blue heading at Hacker News.
Ooh, oh my.
Yeah. You gotta have considerable updates to get one of those. Just saying. Anyway, I'll have to read this on my own time.
Yeah. So I quite like this article because it gets to the high level ideas about the concurrency model and really why it works so well, right? And once you see it for what it is, it's like, oh shit, this is actually really fucking good. This is solid software. Let's see. Do I think we can get to writing a gen server? Maybe. Processes, IO in the file system, modules and functions. So, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just skip right to processes. Let's see what they have to say for themselves.
Binary strings, keyword. I don't care about any of this.
Yeah.
What's this about?
All you have to know is that it's the
Yeah,
same
you can just
language.
call shit in the same thing. Okay. Numerals and strings, processes. Where do you want to go?
Processes.
Processes. Okay. Spawning processes. Spawn function on it. Oh, it gives them a PID. Okay, so this is just the same as the Go function in Go.
Not quite. Because Go functions are anonymous.
Oh, these give you
These-
a PID.
These are addressable.
Can I be like,
Yeah.
so ABC equals spawn anonymous function 1 plus
That's span, but yes.
what I say?
You wrote span, but you want to write spawn.
Dang it.
You wrote the function name as span.
Hell yeah. Oh no, I was trying to rewrite span to just be spawn. So that I could just rerun my old code.
Not quite. Not quite that
So
easy.
if I do ABC, then is there like some function I can use to inspect what's going on with process.alive? process.alive. Oh, oh, oh. ABC. False. Huh.
Correct.
Neat. Is there a
And
like
that's
sleep function I can do so I can get that thing to return true?
So okay,
Sleeperoonie, is that the function to sleep?
there is task.await, which is like a syntax sugar you can use to do async await kind of stuff, but that's not really like the broader spirit of the model. So
Oh, that's fun. So it spawned it, and then when it raised an exception, it got mad at me.
PID no function clause matching task.await. Oh yeah, I don't. Well, that's probably not going to run because it's saying like, hey, that's not valid syntax. So, I think if you want to do sleep, I think it's time.sleep. I haven't actually written sleep yet. Sleep. Oh, it's process.sleep, and then you put in the amount in milliseconds. So
Process.live.
you can also just up arrow since you assigned it to ABC.
All right, so now we gotta wait that many milliseconds to prove that it works. I don't know how many milliseconds that is, though.
That's a lot. That's going to be like a couple minutes.
All right, then. What's going on, chat? Everybody, go crazy in the chat. We're waiting for this thread to sleep and die. Let's see what's going on. All my homies in the chat, all the real elixirs out there. What do you call a person who writes elixir? Is it an elixir? Elixirator? A nerd? I know nerd
Alchemist,
works, but that's too general.
I don't know. I think alchemist is already taken. It's a point of contention.
Why do you want to call yourselves alchemists? Elixis.
I don't really like having the designator. I think it's kind of culty. If you want to keep going through,
what are you talking about? Hold on. There's designators for all sorts of things. What about the people that watch the Nate stream? You know, I mean, what about our designator? I mean, you like that one, right?
Didn't you say something earlier about the NSA?
What about
Nate's,
the NSA?
Security administration.
No, that's the moderators in my Discord chat. Everybody get in the Discord chat. If you're watching this
Nate
right
Stream
now, npmail.com. It's somewhere on here someplace. Nate Stream Gang. It's like the low gang, but we commit less crimes.
Let's see if I can bring you back in.
All right, this is useless. All right, let's keep going.
So, sending receiving processes returns you a PID. Interesting. Sending and receiving messages.
Dang it.
Process dot. I think you can actually do that.
It appears I can't. What is that question mark on process.alive?
Process.exit. Try that. The question mark, that's just part of the function. That just means someone named it that way to say it returns a Boolean. Is it process.exit, or did this person lie to me? Do process.exit, the PID, and then :: normal. So you have to give a termination reason, and that's for like blah blah blah. Yeah, like that. Engineering purposes.
You don't have to tell me to do : normal. I know that it's an atom called normal, so they can be pattern matched against. Please. What's the question mark here? What is this question mark doing?
It's just part of the function name. That's it.
The function name is alive?
Yeah. And
what else can you put in a function name?
I think numbers. Underscores.
Can I
Roman
numerals?
numerals.
Can I do a smiley face?
Emojis? No. They don't allow that.
Useless.
So.
And you call yourself wizards or whatever you said it was.
We'll look at sending and receiving messages. This might remind you a lot of Go, except the send and receive is asynchronous. So the process will handle it in its inbox on its own time. The primitive you'd use is a receive do statement. However, in idiomatic Elixir, you'd almost never see receive do statement. Um, you would probably use gen server, which does all that like internally for you. And then
I see. So you
well,
send an atom, and then that atom is what's matched upon.
Mm-hmm.
And then it destructures the message over here. This is
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This is some tight syntax. I don't mind that.
It is. It's very concise.
Like it's not even like I don't even want to say concise. Concise can mean like you're writing. I don't even know what language. You're writing like awk or whatever, where it's like you're doing so much and it's completely unreadable. This is just like tight and like not too bad.
Yeah.
Like I ain't even mad at this. Perhaps I've judged you too harshly. No, that's not true. No, there's no way. That's not the case at all. I'll come up with something.
Let's give links a read. That'll be interesting.
Links. Majority of
Processes.
processes in our links respawn them as linked processes. Before we show an example with spawn link 1, let's see what happens when a spawn link with spawn 1 fails. Oops. So raise, is this throwing an exception, panicking, something?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Dang it. Anyway. Thought I could leave the main thread.
Nice try.
Is there no way to do it other than Control C? What if the Control key on my keyboard breaks? In any other interpreter, there's a way to leave, but this one, there's nothing. Is there a kernel function?
I actually have to look it up. I don't know.
Is there no? Wait, it's right here. Kernel.exe.
Ooh. You could try that. But if it does what I think it's going to do.
Wait a second. How does that work? Exit. Oh, PID. Can I get this process's PID? How do I do that?
I'm gonna give you a shortcut. It's just gonna restart you. Do system.halt and then put in like a 0 or a 1, I guess.
System.halt 0. Hey! Now, so all we need to do is go to IEX, and we're just going to do it real quick.
As soon as you did that, it put me to a fucking ad. But that's okay. I can just go to Discord.
Oh, got him. Make sure you keep that ad window focused, so that because I'm trying to make my 8 cents or whatever you get. I get paid from you watching that ad. I think that's very important. So what I can do is do a real quick function. Exit equals fn, and then that function does a system.halt.
I think you have to give it some argument.
Dang it! What do you? How do I have to? Why do I have to give a small argument? Why can't I just run it?
Well, it's like any Linux process. You have to exit with a 0 or a 1 or some.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
0. All right.
You have to do exit dot because it's an anonymous function. And then parentheses, open, close. Hey, there you go.
We've fixed Elixir. Oh, no. Oh, that's right. Because it's not. I'm a little slow sometimes. Let's not worry about it. Anyway.
So, links. Merely logged an error, but the parent process is still running. It's because processes are isolated.
What happens if the parent process dies? Do you have orphan processes here?
I think those get wound up too.
Okay.
I haven't looked at that in a minute, but yeah, no, I think all the orphans die. You know, no, I'm not going to go there.
Did you have a really dark joke? Did I lead you into a dark joke?
Oh yeah. but I'm not going to go there.
It's okay. If it's better, we can say the master process and the slave processes. Would that soothe your politically correct
Nah.
sensibilities? It merely logged an error, but the parent process is still running.
I'm not going to go there. I cannot. I'll, later.
I'll send this to your employer later just to make sure. Just so they know that you're not willing to go where I am. And I'll have to make sure this never makes it to my employer.
And tasks. So I don't know what tasks are going to do. I think that's probably just going to talk about like the task, which is just a module / syntax sugar over a process that will eventually like return a value. With linking, yep. So you can link processes together. So if one crashes, the other crashes. And you might notice something here. A little interesting.
Yeah.
We've got processes.
Mm-hmm.
Each process has its own isolated memory. And we can link processes. Is this And oh yeah, also the processes are preemptively scheduled. They'll run across all the cores that you have on a machine.
Interesting. So basically, what's happening is that Elixir doesn't respect the Linux kernel enough to let the kernel handle scheduling and let the kernel handle child processes. Elixir's a bunch of douchebags who said, "Well, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves." I find this ridiculous.
It's a fucking operating system. Welcome to the Beam VM.
Okay, because Go was like, hey man, we'll use all your shit. We just want our little P threads. That's it. But Elixir's like, no, tear it all down. That's it. We're writing our own. What do we want, a scheduler? Yep.
Yep. There's the scheduler.
Memory
Preemptively
segmentation.
scheduled.
Here you go.
It's a fucking operating system.
Fantastic. Beautiful. Love to see it. So instead of like running like free RTOS on an embedded environment, you just run the Beam VM. And you basically got it covered.
Well, fucking wires. The advantage to the embedded story for Elixir is that if you don't need a deterministic runtime, like you're like, okay, I've got some fucking BeagleBone Black running in the Permian Basin, in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Not sure why it has to be BeagleBone Black, but fair enough.
Under no circumstances can this thing fucking eat shit and die, because then we have to pay someone to like go out there and reboot the fucking thing, and that's annoying as shit. We also need it to have like good uptime, high availability. Yeah, you could totally just run the fucking Beam VM on that shit.
I see. So basically, it's good for embedded because you can just not do your work and just make a program that crashes all the time. And then as long as it works once, you can assume that eventually it'll crash and reboot enough times that it'll just work out.
Almost.
Okay.
There's slightly more nuance.
Just trying to figure out the ethos.
More.
I'm really kind of an ethos guy,
Also, can I bitch a little bit about RTOS?
Feel free. I hate RTOS stuff. Just write it in Rust and then you're good.
Okay. So, people say if an RTOS misses a deadline, that is considered a failure.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. That's not what an RTOS does. What an RTOS does is give you deterministic scheduling. That's it. Whatever failure mode is in your program, whatever deadlines you miss, that's on you.
Yeah, if your program misses
You're
a
the
deadline,
programmer.
that means you did something stupid by making it miss a deadline, because there's no way you can write it in a way that misses a deadline without writing it in a way that misses a deadline. There's no, it didn't miss the deadline this time, miss the deadline next time.
Well, if you're on an RTOS and you're doing networking, right, you might have a timeout, but you don't really have a way to say like, oh, well, I'm contacting a server on the other side of the planet to get some information. Is there going to be a deterministic like time that's going to, end in? No, there's not. right? It's a very non-deterministic problem. The best
Like
thing you can do
most
there.
like most ridiculous programming things that go really into the weeds, the fundamental problem is that programmers don't realize that the world isn't inside of the computer, which is the core of
Yeah.
why you hate RTOSes and the core of
No, no, no.
why you
I'm
hate
not.
people who complain about RTOSes and why I hate functional programmers.
No, no, no. I'm not complaining about people who hate RTOSes. I'm not hating on RTOSes. I'm saying what an RTOS guarantees you is a deterministically scheduled operating system.
That makes sense.
But that's it.
Yeah.
That's all the guarantee it is.
Yeah.
But people always say, oh, it has to do with failure, it has to do with deadlines. No, no, it doesn't. It's deterministic scheduling. That's it. And like, understand the import of that, what that means, but sorry. Anyway.
Interesting. So all the stuff built on RTOSes is what everyone assumes RTOSes are all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I'm following.
It's fucking nerd rage, but
Now, I wasn't going to say anything because you're my esteemed guest, but yes.
No, it's total. I don't like it when people misdirect other people.
Oh yeah, certainly. Like when someone says, "Hey, install Haskell. It's a good language."
Let's see. Going through the rest of this, getting started. So this is all pretty basic stuff. I own the file system. You don't have to care about that. State. It's isolated to processes. Working with state is a little bit harder in Elixir. Not really Elixir, in the Beam VM, but that's because you have to be very principled about how you do it. Not to the point that you have to type every side effect, but processes do have isolated memory, and that takes some learning to work with.
What is this? What is this percent?
That is a map. So that's just an empty map. Which we did skip over some stuff.
Yeah, I noticed that.
What's
this loop? Can I?
I don't know that that's... Is that a function? I don't know that it is. Oh, no. Sorry. Look, KV module there. Def P loop. So it's defining a private function.
Dang it.
So,
all right, fair enough.
That's kind of showcasing a idiomatic bit of Elixir processes. So you wouldn't normally write all this like send and receive code yourself. You'd use a behavior that does all it for you. Okay. But it's very idiomatic that you would start a process that enters an infinite loop that receives messages. And then at some point, if that process wants to die, you would send a message that says stop, or it would stop itself, right?
So it's filling up a map, and then this bad boy is... Oh, they got fancy with us and just put this, adding the thing to the map into recalling the map.
Yeah.
Okay, this is you're showboating here. I don't
A
appreciate
little bit showboating.
You put it. Do it in 2 lines.
Let's see what else. Module attributes not important.
You know what? I have like half a question that I don't know how to articulate, so never mind.
Fuck it, go for it. Half a question.
Is map.put this is
map is a variable.
Is
uppercase
it a variable?
map?
So
yes.
So map.put, it takes the map as the first parameter. Does this modify the existing map, or does it return a new map? Because if it returns a new map, then that makes sense that it's being called as a parameter on loop.
It
returns the same map.
It returns a new map to you.
So as far as I know, it's a new map, but it's actually modifying the state of that map. But there's no guarantee of that. Like, don't worry about it.
It's new to you. It is persistent data structures underneath.
Okay, so this is...
So
from my perspective, I'm working with an immutable map. And when I say map.put, I'm saying, here's a map. Here's what I would like in a map. And then it sends me back a map that has that in it, along with all the previous things. From my perspective, and then underneath it does the procedural stuff that it actually has to happen.
Yeah.
So this isn't really showboating, because otherwise you'd have to define a new variable, and that's like a hassle. Okay,
Oh no, you could do that. No, no, no.
you could do
If
that.
you
Okay.
defined it as a new variable and then you just use that new variable in like loop, um, it'll optimize it out. It's smart enough to do
Mhm.
that.
What you can't do is do
And
map.put up here and then pass in the same map because then it'll give you an old version of the map.
if you did map.put in the receive, then well, it
You
wouldn't
would
make
never get
sense
new
because
things into the map because you're passing in.
you would have to pass in the map that you would need to have once the operation completed. It just wouldn't make sense
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this
yeah. I
example
got you. I
because
got
it's a
you.
receive.
Gotcha. 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 Good.
Um,
All right. What else we got?
we got structs. I own the file system. Whatever. It's IO.
This is the same
It's
as everywhere else. Like you
yeah.
open things, you put things in there, and you close them at the end. I'm sure.
Yep.
Okay.
The only real cool thing Elixir has going for it is it can work with binary data
That's
really
neat.
well.
Binary data is annoying to deal with.
Um, alias require import. There's
Boring.
yeah, it's a little weird that there's like alias import require and use,
What's the difference
but
between import, require, and use?
they all do different things. So alias is just basically a shorthand for you calling a module. So instead of having to write, oh, I don't have to write math.list anymore, I just write like list or something like that. You're just abbreviating the full path of what you write. Require, I believe, imports
I see. I understand. So I can just do alias string
comma
as
or comma as colon.
comma as FMT. Great. Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
FMTSB capital F.
So modules have to be capitalized.
Yes.
This is like this like rhymes with Go.
That's lowercase.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. Um, the reason that there's alias require import and use is because there's macros and functions. So there's some distinction between importing either of those.
Okay.
And then use, you're importing the whole ass behavior. The closest thing I can equate that to is extending a
star.
class.
Oh, extending a class. I see.
Except you're extending a behavior. So
And a
it's
behavior
not
is like an interface.
yes.
Okay.
Except you're actually just importing a module and then you can overload some of the callbacks.
Interesting.
But it's for a process, not a data structure.
For a
It's a very
process,
important
not a
distinction.
data structure. Okay.
Yeah. So you can use a behavior to inform a process how it should behave, and then you can modify its structure somewhat. And the most common one that's used is a gent server, but that's all down the line. Um,
Public functions and modules are globally available, but in order to use macros, you need to opt in by requiring the module they're defined in. Yeah, makes enough sense. Okay. Module attributes. Oh, are we doing this? The at thing?
yeah.
I hate the at thing. The at thing sucks. It's why Jordy's never going to get his way and convince me to write any Spring Boot whatsoever because they have the at thing. At thing sucks. I hate that. All right, what else we got? Constants. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Temporary.
I was going to say, you could probably skip.
Like this. All right.
Oh, wait, what? Hold on.
I,
Look no further than. Oh, yeah. No, fuck all that.
okay, yeah, I wasn't going to use it anyway, so.
This is stuff that you don't have to worry about.
Structs.
Structs, that's basically a typed map. You don't have to worry about that.
Not a problem.
As good as any other. This is ad hoc polymorphism. So that's where like you define a function per type.
Okay.
Again, stuff that you don't have to worry about. Every language has this in some form or another. Comprehensions. Okay. For loop.
This is the one
This is
thing
where
that I miss going from Rust to Go.
we get kind of
So we
interesting.
got filters, generators. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So we got some wacky syntax going on here. We got the left arrow, got the old dot dot, equals equals,
There
do.
there are certain cases I would use these for loops. I don't like them personally. I always stick to enum.map. But okay.
Bit string generators. This
Here we go.
This is something. I like this. I want this in a language I actually use. Because operating on binary data in every language except for apparently Elixir is dog shit.
Yeah. It's so this feature is absolute telecom engineer brain,
Yeah.
and it is beautiful.
I mean, this looks like nonsense. I'm looking at it right now, but like, oh, I kind of see what's going on here.
Okay.
Oh, no, this is really nice.
If you go into your terminal right now and do those like double brackets and do like 45 comma 69 comma 72.
45. Asking me to type out specific numbers in a row is bad. 45 comma 60 69 comma 98 comma 40 42.
Yeah, sure.
What was that, EB star? What is that, elixir binary star?
Do me a favor.
Yep.
So actually, I guess I can explain what's going on here. So you entered in a binary,
Okay.
and then it printed out a string. That is because it's going to take those integers that you just put in there, and it's going to turn them into the implicit size is a byte. So
Okay.
what you just did there would be syntactically equivalent to 45 : 8, 69 : 8, 98 : 8, 42 : 8.
Okay.
And because you have just made a valid Unicode string, it has interpreted it as a string.
Oh, so if I do comma that number, it doesn't.
Correct.
Neat.
And then 8943, I think it's wrapped it around because you're technically packing it into a byte. So if you did, let's say 8943, that's going to be, hang on, 8192. What is that? What would it take to contain that? It would be 16, I think.
What?
So, up arrow to where you put in 8943. And then, wait, yeah. So then, comma 8943, but then do : 16.
Where?
8943, as you typed it, and then after
89.
that, immediately after, just do : 16, and then enter. 8943 : 16.
Shit. Okay. So now instead of seeing that it's the EB thing,
Well,
wait, I have a
hold
0
on.
in there. What am I doing?
But you also just did 42
Wait, what the heck? 40
instead of
40,
8943. Do the 4 digits.
and I have. Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay.
Now do this. Up arrow, one more time. After that 16, do a dash little.
Dash little.
Yep.
Oh, so it's a
Now
little
it's
Indian.
little
now.
endian. Mm-hmm.
This is useful. And by useful, I mean useless because it's not worth bringing Elixir in just to get binary stuff. But like, I'm very mad that this exists.
And now Let's do up arrow one more time.
Up arrow one more time.
Yep. And then space, do the pipe operator, which is a vertical bar angle
Yep,
bracket.
yep.
And then io dot inspect. And then you'll do parens. And then you'll do what is it? Base colon space colon binary. Or sorry, in the parens. My bad. There it is as binary. And fuck it, one more time just for flex. Up arrow. Replace binary with hex.
I keep wanting to do Vim motions, and I can't.
Now it's hex.
Huh.
And then here. I'll make this last one easy on you. We'll do base. Ooh, that's weird. Take what I punched into Twitch chat and throw that into your console.
Just like right like this.
Or sorry, io dot in. Or wait, did I do ix dot configure? Oh, I did, but I put it as a fucking link. Yeah, ix dot configure in front of the. All right, and now instead of doing just up arrow till you go just to the binary expression, no inspect, perfect. Enter. There you go.
Oh, I see. So you just said, "Hey, man, give me it in binary. I don't even care."
Yeah.
That is really useful.
Yeah.
Why don't other languages have this? I don't want Elixir to be another language that I keep going. Of course, I'm not going to write in it, but why don't other languages have its features? Like, this is painful for me. You don't understand. You're watching a man like go through a crisis right now. I do a good job of masking it, but I like this so much that I don't like it because it's not elsewhere.
It's a begrudging respect.
Yeah. I don't respect anything though. Let's not go that far.
Oh, one more thing. Last thing I'll have you do.
Please.
Up arrow one more time. And let's look at that 69 right there. And let's just do : 7. Why not?
Oh, so base 7?
7 bits.
Or 7-bit?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fun.
Of course, you'd never want to do that because any bit string that is not divisible by 8 is fucking useless.
Yeah, we're going to use 69 : 69.
That works.
Yeah, of course. 69 and base 69 is 10.
Or 69. Oh, is base? Hold on.
Yeah, there's our 10. We got it.
If I go, ooh, wait. Comprehensions. No, they don't. Because well, that's based in bits. But I'm wondering now, bit string generators. Do we have comprehensive guide? Oh wow, they just linked to this now. Base. Come on.
Or not base.
I
mean,
need to stop looking at
you know,
this.
never mind. It doesn't matter. You get it.
Oh well, I don't know if you can immediately do base, but yeah, it's bits.
Bits, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, try catch rescue, writing documentation, Erlang libraries, debugging. I mean, debugging, there's a lot of
I don't
interesting
like
stuff there,
this.
but
Try catch.
just,
Yikes.
yeah. So
Writing
you
document.
have tried,
I don't write documentation in languages I do, right? Wouldn't
you
be me.
try catch does exist, but you typically don't use it. You would do either an OK tuple or an error tuple as a return, and you'd match against that.
Is it pronounced tuple or tuple?
I don't know. Just depends if you're British, a tuple, pupil.
Oh, it doesn't have the ridiculous phonetic alphabet thing. It's not going to tell me.
Are you gonna say octuple or octuple?
Octoplay.
Octopussy.
Octopussy. Dude, that movie is great. She points at like the lady's tattoo, and he's like, "What is that?" And she goes, "That's my." She goes, "That's my octopussy." Weirdest movie. Anyway, this,
Modern cinema's dead.
yeah, I don't like this. I really don't like this. This is fake news. It's Tuple. I'm calling it here. Anyway,
Tuple. Let's see. Metaprogramming. I won't get into that.
yeah, how
That's
about we
cool.
don't click on the metaprogramming area?
Yeah, Elixir's a Lisp. That's all you have to know. Um, Erlang libraries. So Erlang has a lot of great stuff, and you can just call all that if you want. Transparently, got a bunch of really cool debugging tools. This is basically telling you how to
I really love a
enumerate
good
over lists.
21-page cheat sheet. That's what I like to see in a language. Oh yeah, here's the quick cheat sheet. Only on enums. It's 21 pages. Have at it, Buckaroony.
Yeah. The enum module is a bit insane. If you want to actually wait, click on enum right there underneath the cheat sheet. Oh wait. Oh yeah. The anti-pattern docs. So
I do like the anti-pattern docs. I haven't read them, and I'm not going to, but I do appreciate that it exists.
so wait. If you go to screw it. We'll look at it later.
Comments overuse. Okay, this is fun. Complex else causes in with complex extractions and clauses.
Which I was very guilty of complex extractions. I had to learn to not do that. But yeah, the idea is that you only pattern match what you need.
I see.
And maps, by the way, if you go up there real quick, see the user struct. If you notice something interesting, that was a partial match on the struct. They didn't specify all the fields.
I'm not following. I'm sorry.
So you can just it's not like it doesn't matter. Case in point, you can match on a user struct, and you only need to specify the keys that you care about. You don't have to exhaustively match it.
Oh, that's
so
neat.
that you have everything. Metaprogramming we can skip. You can do DSLs, which is pretty cool. Introduction to Mix, simple state machine with agent, client server communication. Let's see. What would be the good one to go through?
I mean, we're pretty much all the way through. This is like a good like introduction to Elixir, if you wanna call it, unless you think there's something we can get through in like 20 minutes.
Let's go to task and gen TCP real quick.
Task and gen TCP. Start a TCP server by first implementing an echo server. Listens, waits for connection, reads the client request, writes thing back.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is like a pretty basic. I don't think that's going to work. They're leaning into something if you scroll further down. It prints out as binary. Oh yeah, that's the pipe operator. Kv server dot accept. Will this actually work? I wonder.
It does.
Oh yeah, there you go.
In classic Elixir fashion, I can't exit it. So I'm just stuck in here forever.
Fucking Telnet. That's not Elixir.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk to an Elixir server. There we go. Now I have this other window back. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what that was. So let's see. Def accept port. Okay. Listen. Binary packet line active false. Accepting connections on port whatever. Loop acceptor socket. What's this loop acceptor? Oh, it's right here. Do line needs to be accept serve read line. So you take the socket, pipe it into read line, pipe it into write line, and then you serve that bad boy. How do you read line?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's kind of fun. Interesting. Huh. Well, that's fun, ain't it?
Now, what if I told you these processes, you can call a process in Elixir that's running on a totally different server across the network. It's built into the language.
IPC, or not IPC, this is going to be IMC is built into the language. That's kind of neat.
And yep, it'll handle your types. It'll
RPC.
serialize everything. Yeah. You don't get the type safety of like gRPC or something like, right, because it is a dynamic language.
Yeah,
But you do have pattern.
So you have the same type safety you have everywhere else. Got it.
Basically.
Okay.
You have pattern matching, and generally when you send a message on a network, I hope you know what's on the other end. Like, that's typically a gimme.
Generally.
So it works out. But yeah. You've got pattern matching. You've got relatively Spartan set of types. You've got this really cool concurrency model. And yeah. There's the trailing bang stuff that
I'm looking
talking about.
Yeah. This is quite interesting. Got the operator's reference. What's the operator's reference look like for Haskell?
Oh boy.
Oh, this isn't just a list. I just want a list. Haskell operators. Now that's what I'm talking about. This is important. These are the operators you need. You don't have these operators in I got the Goatsy operator, dude. Classic Haskell. Anyway. Oh man. All right, what are these? This is a little ridiculous.
Wait, what's ridiculous?
These operators.
Wait, hold on. Following is a table of what operators?
And left, right.
Oh, those are bit string, or sorry, those are bitwise operators.
I don't like the mega bitwise operators.
Yeah, it's a bit silly looking because you have to have 3 of them, but meh.
Yeah, the rest of these aren't too bad. These are these are a little funky.
Wait, that's a oh fuck
But
yeah. Left is okay. I never use those like weird arrow things. I just
what are
use
you
the
talking about?
triple
Use this
arrows.
one. So you
But
use
they're.
these.
Oh wait, hold on.
You
This
never
is
use left tilde
associativity.
it?
I haven't used the left arrow or left bar. I don't even know what that does.
No, left tilde.
Um, oh, tilde?
Yeah,
Hmm,
left tilde.
interesting.
Cool.
But this language isn't it's not really functional, you know, which is a kind of a controversial thing to say, but when you break it down, it's like it's immutable, sure, but it's really functional. No, you're not doing all this like monadic bullshit, right?
Okay.
You're if you do a pipe operator, you're just piping the result of one function into the next. You're not doing like this partial application stuff.
So I'm sure you've read this documentation about 1,000 times about the Unicode nonsense.
Wait, what? Hold on, scroll up. Is this new? No, I don't think it is. Um, C2 confusable detection. No, I didn't really have to read through a lot of this.
Fair enough.
The stuff I had to read through was in the Unicode standard itself. This is okay. So, cursed thing about Erlang, strings are a linked list of integers.
You'd love to see it.
Yeah, that's stupid. Um, Elixir, that's not the case. They're immutable binaries like they are in pretty much every other language, and they're UTF-8. So you get a lot of serialization cost for free, like with JSON and shit. So it's nice.
Interesting.
Compatibility deprecations, library guidelines, naming conventions. Naming conventions, you kind of saw all there is to it. Modules, capital case atom, functions, lowercase with snake case, and yeah.
Huh. That was fun. Anything else to say?
If you like web programming,
Not like the fun
Elixir's
web programming, but like the boring part of web programming.
if you actually want to make
Certainly. Well, we made it to the end. Moosieus, do you have anything to plug, anything to discuss? Wrong answer. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I screwed this up. Say again?
use Go or Elixir.
Oh, I screwed that up again. Say it one more time.
Use Go or Elixir.
Fantastic. All right. Also, I'm just going to say if you're out there and you're watching this and you don't have a resume or your resume is bad, join the Discord, send in the resume review channel. Please. We didn't want to do this, but we had to because there are no resumes to review. And Friday is resume review day, and it feels kind of cursed to be talking about Elixir on resume review day.
A little bit.
But those of you that stuck with it, hope you learned something. I definitely did. Elixir, kind of a neat language. Not going to write in it, but, it's still kind of neat. I know it's out there if I ever go work for the Verizon Wireless Corporation or something. And on that note, I'll catch you guys on the flip.